As is tradition with Nintendo announcements nowadays, out of the blue, today Nintendo dropped on us and revealed that long-awaited, much-anticipated Nintendo Switch OLED model, which just so happens to be its name, Nintendo Switch OLED model. All signs point to this being that Nintendo Switch quote-unquote Pro, or new Nintendo Switch that everyone has been talking about for what seems like forever now. What's interesting is that rather than replacing the original Switch, this new model will actually be joining the Switch lineup as the new higher-end Switch model coming in at $349. It also launches the same day as Metroid Dread on October 8th, so along with Metroid, you can also get yourself a new console too. This new OLED Switch features a large, vibrant 7-inch OLED screen, smaller bezels around the display, an incredibly wide adjustable stand, a redesigned dock with wired Ethernet port, enhanced audio through a new set of speakers, and a bump in internal storage space, bringing things up to 64 gigs. It's a solid addition to the Nintendo Switch line, especially for those that don't already have a Switch or primarily enjoy playing in handheld or tabletop mode. The marquee feature here is of course that OLED display, and if history is any indication with phones and tablets that make use of OLED screens, it's going to be gorgeous when you look at it in person. Games are no doubt going to pop with better viewing angles, bright and vibrant colors, and deep and rich contrast. Basically, this screen is going to make games look really good. If you have a phone or tablet that makes use of an OLED screen, you already have sort of a preview of what to expect. I've always thought the screen on the Switch looked razor sharp and very good from day one, so I'm really excited to see how much of an improvement this OLED screen is going to be over the original. Another design change that's going to be very useful is of course that larger kickstand around the back. This is going to give you a lot more flexibility in how you can view your games when you're gaming. Paired with the better viewing angles that the OLED display offers, this is just going to be awesome. If you've ever used a tablet with a wide kickstand case like an iPad for example, you'll know what to expect out of the new kickstand. It seems obvious that Nintendo did take some design cues out of the tablet world, which is only a good thing because it makes the Switch a lot more versatile. The dock of the Switch has also been redesigned to feature a more modern aesthetic with rounded edges as well as an Ethernet port around the back. Unfortunately though, there don't seem to be any major changes when the Switch is docked to the big screen. Those hoping for 4K or any of the crazy features that have long been rumored are going to be disappointed. This new Switch is powered by the same processor as the regular V2 Switch model, meaning that it does have the same performance behind the scenes, whether it's docked or undocked, so it's still 1080p max when it's docked to the big screen. This is actually as good a time as ever to let you guys know that rumors will always be rumors, so you do have to keep your expectations in check, and you do have to take things with a grain of salt. You know, when you hear them, when you listen to them, whatever it is, you do have to take things with a grain of salt and really be considerate that they're just rumors. While the Switch doesn't have all those crazy specs that leakers were leaking and everyone was anticipating, it is a solid upgrade to the Switch lineup nonetheless, especially if you like to play in handheld or tabletop mode. There's also no denying that the color scheme of this console is gorgeous. The white on black is sleek, minimal, and I don't know, I just love it. It looks futuristic in a way. The Switch looks really good with smaller bezels around the display. Since the majority of the upgrades are only going to be felt when you're playing in handheld or tabletop mode, between this OLED model and the Switch Lite, I can't help but feel like portability is the main focus going forward for the Switch. I guess though, when you think about it, it does make sense when you view the current landscape of technology. We live in a mobile-centric world where everyone is always on the move. The mobile industry is just filled with unbelievable tech in the world of phones and tablets nowadays, so it makes sense for Nintendo to bring the Switch up to speed on that front to make it look and feel more modern. Yes, I will be getting this new OLED Switch, and yes, I will have a ton of videos of it when it launches in October. If you don't already have a Switch and want the best of the best Switch experience, this new model is definitely going to be the one for you. It's only $50 more than the regular Switch and seems to offer a lot more bang for your buck. If you already have a Switch though, it does make things a little more complicated. I'm not sure if this new model is going to be a worthy upgrade if you primarily play docked to the big screen. If you play in handheld mode or tabletop mode, that's another story, but if you're docked to the big screen, the experience is still going to be the same as your regular model that you have right now. Time will tell though how things hold up, and we still got a lot of time until it launches, so we'll I guess just have to wait and see. We only got 3 months, so stay tuned guys. This new OLED Switch is coming out October 8th. Let me know what you think about it in the comments box below. Anywho, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow @RayStrastus on Twitter and Instagram for much more. Until the next one, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!